Hi and welcome to Sillypoint. We continue our coverage of the international series coming up. So after the T20 franchises tournaments, an influx of international series, and today we're going to cover the T20 series between New Zealand and the West Indies. So I've got Gaurav here with me to give his thoughts on the starting 11s and predictions and the key players for each of the teams. So let's just get straight into it.
Well, first of all, Kane Williamson and Trent Bolt, two key players for New Zealand. They've been rested from the T20s. So, let's see how New Zealand's team shapes up with those two players missing out. Fair enough. Cool. So let's get into the starting 11 straight away.
Yeah. So Martin Guptill.
Easy. That one was an easy one. Martin Guptill to open the batting. Straightforward option. And then I'm not sure who his opening partner is going to be. They've got two options. They've got Tim Seifert.
Yeah, I think Tim Seifert.
Seifert, that's how you pronounce his name. Tim Seifert, who's a wicketkeeper, who's young. He's 25 years of age. And then you've got Glenn Phillips as well, who's 23, and he is also a wicketkeeper. So you've got two options there. And I guess both options are pretty good. I mean, sorry, just looking at the squad that New Zealand have, it might be that both play with Tim Seifert, to open, or maybe Glenn Phillips to open and the other person batting at 3.
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially.
And then Ross Taylor at 4.
Ross Taylor at 4. That's pretty straightforward. And then actually, you know what?
Yeah.
You also got Devon Convoy. Just to give our audience a bit of background about him, he was actually a South African player up until very recently. I think he moved to New Zealand when he was, 25. So he played a lot of franchisee domestic cricket in South Africa. And then he moved to New Zealand. And now, ever since he's played in New Zealand, he's been smashing runs left, right, and center in their List A domestic tournament, in their T20 tournament, in their the Plunket Shield, which is their domestic 4-day tournament. He's just been, the top run scorer across all formats. So he might get a game in at 4 or 5.
Yeah. So he'll probably bat at 5 then if Ross Taylor bats at 4.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, or he can go up. He can bat. He can bat 4. And then Ross Taylor at 5. Given that Taylor's more experienced, and he can maneuver the end overs much better than maybe someone like Devon Convoy.
6 and 7, would you go with the all-rounders, or would you go Neesham and Santner, or is that 7 and 8 for you?
I think Neesham, Santner 7 and 8, and then number 6 can be someone like Daryl Mitchell, who is also an all-rounder, but more of a batting all-rounder, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that would be, so you've got Mitchell at 6, Neesham at 7, and Santner at 8.
At 8, and then Ferguson, Saudi, and Yashodi, I would say, would be there.
Yeah, I think that sounds
options.
Yeah, that sounds that sounds good. Maybe what we can do is maybe drop Daryl Mitchell out, and then play Neesham 6, Santner 7, and then Saudi 8. Sodhi 9, Ferguson 10, and then at number 11 you could have Kyle Jamieson.
Yeah, I think that might.
Who's done really well against India in whatever limited opportunities he got, last time.
So I think that might be their starting. Probably is a better option. Obviously, because Trent Bolt would have definitely started, so maybe they'll have Jamieson in for Bolt. So they'll have three proper fast bowling options.
Yeah.
And
so that'll be the starting 11, right?
Yeah. And then should we move on to the West Indies?
West Indies.
The T20 specialists.
Yeah, the T20 specialists. I mean, a few names missing there, obviously. Dwayne Bravo's out injured. Andre Russell is not playing. So is Sunil Narayan not playing. So, few big players missing out. But we've got the usual suspects like Pollard, Hitmaya.
Chris Gayle is technically he still can play, right? But he's not in the squad, obviously.
Well, Chris Gayle, I mean, if any of our audience follows Chris Gayle on Instagram, every night is a party for that man. He's I don't know where he is, maybe somewhere in Dubai still after the IPL, just living it up. He's still available, but not fit. Let's leave it at that.
I think for the West Indies, the only question I think for me is the second opener. I think Andre Fletcher will be one of the openers.
Okay, I was actually going to say that Brandon King would
Yeah.
definitely be one of the openers, in my opinion.
So that means well, King and Fletcher, right, would
Yeah,
pick
then King and
themselves.
Fletcher. I mean, I think there are only two. They only have
Yeah.
two openers.
Yeah.
Those are the two openers in the squad. So yeah,
Yeah.
King and Fletcher to open, followed by Hetmeyer at 3.
Yeah. I think a very strong middle order. I think Hetmeyer at 3 and I'd probably Puran at 4.
Yeah, Puran at
Yeah.
4, Pollard at
Very
5.
good IPL. Yeah. Yeah. Puran at 5. So that probably one of the strongest middle orders in in modern cricket.
Ever.
I'd actually like to see Fabian Allen get a go. Also, he's
I
apparently
agree.
he's although he like messed up in the CPL by not showing up for a flight, but I've heard a lot about his potential. So he might get a go. Obviously which he couldn't get a go in the IPL just mainly because of
Yeah,
squad depth issues.
yeah. He played. He was part of the Sunrisers Hyderabad,
Sunrises,
and
right? Yeah.
yeah, just to again, yeah,
Yeah, if
just
Mohammad
didn't
Nabi
get a
wasn't getting
game.
a chance, then you wouldn't expect Fabian to get a
Yeah,
chance as
yeah.
well.
True, true. So
So
yeah,
I think
certainly
he'll.
Fabian Allen at 6 sounds like a very good shout.
And then who would you have at number 7? Chemo Paul.
I would probably bat Chemo Paul at number 8, and then you've got Kyle Myers, who's an all-rounder, at number 7. He's
Yeah,
actually done really well in the CPL. He was batting higher up. I think he was
yeah,
playing for the Barbados Tridents, which is the
yeah,
same, the same team as Jason Holder. So I think he was batting high up. So I would probably have Kyle Myers at number 7, followed by Chemo Paul at 8.
yeah, yeah. Surprisingly, no Jason Holder also in the squad.
Yeah, I think he's been rested. I
Yeah,
think the West Indies management has made it clear that he is part of this, he's part
yeah,
of their plans for the
yeah,
World Cup,
yeah,
for the T20 World Cup, but just being rested from the squad.
yeah,
So yeah, Kimo Paul at 8, and then we've got space for three more
yeah,
players. I think it's going to be Hayden Walsh Jr. as
yeah,
the main spinner.
yeah.
Followed by salute man Sheldon Cottrell.
And the note taker,
And the note taker, or maybe express pace O'Shane Thomas. I'm going
O'Shane
with
Thomas.
Thomas. I
Yeah,
like O'Shane Thomas a lot.
yeah,
Ever since his World Cup exploits in
yeah.
2019, the ODI World Cup, I'm a big fan of him. So
Yeah,
I would my opinion is O'Shane
I
over
agree.
Keston.
Yeah, I think so too. Although it would be fun to see Cottrell and Kesrick Williams with their celebrations, but I think O'Shane Thomas with his pace will definitely get a chance.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting series. What were you going to say?
No, no, I was just going to recap the starting 11s for both
Yeah,
teams. So for West Indies, we've got Brandon King, Andre Fletcher, who by the way will keep. I think well,
yeah,
West Indies have got few keeping options. They've got
yeah,
Puran and they've got Andre Fletcher, so one
yeah,
of them might keep. Anyways, Brandon King, Andre Fletcher, Shimron Hetmai at number 3, Puran at number 4, Pollard at 5, Fabian Allen at 6, Kyle Myers at 7, Kimo Paul at 8, Hayden Walsh Jr. at 9, Sheldon Cottrell at 10, and O'Shane Thomas at 11.
yeah.
And for New Zealand, we have got Martin Guptill, sorry,
Winding up.
not Chris, Martin Guptill to open with Tim Seifert, who will keep as well. Glenn Phillips at number 3, Devon Convoy at 4, Ross Taylor at 5, Jimmy Neesham at 6, Mitchell Satner at 7, Tim Southey at 8, who's going to be captaining the team, followed by Ish Sodhi at 9, Lockie Ferguson at 10, and Kyle Jamieson at 11.
Yeah,
So those, in my opinion, those are two pretty evenly matched squads,
yeah,
missing some key players,
yeah.
and it's going to be tough to predict a winner. But before that, key players. Like,
Um, I think for the West Indies, Nicholas Puran, he's if he can carry on his IPL form, it'll be good to see how he goes on. And I think he's going to be one of the big players, especially as far as West Indies batting is concerned.
yeah,
Um, and then for New Zealand, again, not going with the obvious Ross Taylor type pick. Um, but it'd be good to see some of the new players. Glenn Phillips, we've heard a lot about. He's a young player, so how he performs, especially in a
yeah,
T20 format where you need to score big
yeah,
or score quick. So I think Phillips will be one to watch out for.
cool. So for me, I'm going to look forward to Fabian Allen.
Yeah,
I do enjoy his his overall package that he offers.
Yeah.
Amazing batting, brilliant fielding,
Yeah.
quick left arm bowling, crazy hairstyles, earrings,
Yeah.
and all of that. So I love that package. So really looking forward to him performing well. And for New Zealand, I'm going to go with Devon Convoy. Given the amount of noise that he's been making with the bat, I'm really looking forward to seeing him, perform well.
Yeah.
And it's a great story, isn't it? Like, just him giving everything up, moving with
Yeah.
his partner, selling his house, selling all
Yeah.
his furniture, and just upping and moving to New Zealand to actually 3-4 years
Yeah.
down the line playing for the national team.
Yeah.
Great story. So yeah, looking forward to them performing well.
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of predictions, tough one in my opinion. What do you
This
think,
can
Guy?
go either way. I think West Indies will just shade it. I think their like individual power, brilliance is they have that potential that Pollard has one good day and they're gonna win the match. I
Yeah,
think they'll have one really bad game where it will collapse and just get bowled out for like 100 or something,
yeah.
but then win the other two. So 2-1 to West Indies.
I completely agree with you. Couldn't agree more. 2-1 to West Indies. Um, so both teams are missing some very very key
Yeah.
players, but I think New Zealand's loss is far greater than West Indies.
Yeah.
Missing Williamson and Bolt is a big loss.
Yeah.
Whereas with West Indies, man, every player that comes out of there is built for T20s.
Yeah.
And the CPL is a great ground for
Yeah.
nurturing T20 talent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, they just keep churning out the players.
Yeah,
So
you look at that middle order, and literally anyone can get 140 balls and just literally
yeah,
take the game away from them from the
agreed,
opposition.
agreed,
So
agreed. Cool. So there you have it. That's our episode today. Again, as always, let us know in the comments, whether we've got our predictions right, or if you'd like to, or if you think we've got our starting 11s wrong as well. Do let us know in the comments. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
thank you.